Lions survive another one. It's 16 in a row.
Listen
the
to this
magic
crowd.
number is 1.
And the Lions have captured the Red River Athletic Conference, a berth in the NAIA tournament.
And Southwestern Assemblies of God University will play for the title tomorrow night.
And welcome back to the Schaefer Center. We're behind us right now. The #2 team in the nation is warming up, getting ready to take on the Oklahoma City Stars. And this is really another huge game in the Sooner Athletic Conference as the Lions try to stay on top. They are on top of the conference right now, 12-1 overall, 5-0 in conference. Meanwhile, the Stars come in at 7-5 overall, 3-2 in conference. Really a team that's kind of been up and down all year. They lost a game to one of the bottom teams in the conference, Southwestern Christian, but then they beat John Brown, a ranked team, as well as Wayland Baptist, currently #3 in the conference. Talk about this OCU team as they come into this game.
Well, like the Lions, they play defense first. They're giving up just 65 points a game. That leads the Sooner Athletic Conference. The Lions giving up 71, that's 4th. They play similar to us, and when they bring their A game, they can beat anybody. Southwestern Christian, who's down at the bottom, has had a couple of hot shooting nights, and they've been making some noise. This team can play.
Yeah, they definitely can play. Right now in the Sooner Athletic Conference, they do stand in 5th place. It's not easy to stay in that top half of the conference. Right now, there are 4 teams ranked in the top 25 in the Sooner Athletic Conference, 5 teams receiving votes overall. With the new poll set to drop tomorrow, it's not inconceivable that there could be 3 Sooner teams ranked in the top 10. So this is just a very good conference. So that's why you can't just discount a team because they rank 5th. Ranking 5th might mean that you rank #22 in the nation in this conference. It's a very good conference.
Exactly. They score 77 points a game. That's 9th in the conference. The Lions score 83, but we're not usually considered a top offensive team.
No.
Field goal defense, the Lions allow opponents to make only 40%. That's 1st. Oklahoma City 42%, that's 4th. So don't be surprised to see a very close game tonight.
Well, you mentioned OCU plays a lot like the Lions do. They're #10 in points allowed, so defense first. #22 in steals per game, #9. So, and they also average 11.9 offensive rebounds a game. So we talk a lot about the Lions forcing extra possessions. That's what OCU does. Let's head over now where John Cookman is standing by with head coach Donnie Boswick.
I'm here with SAGU's men's head coach, Donnie Boswick. Coach Boswick, tell us what the plan is for tonight. With a team that looks almost exactly like us on paper, what are you going to do tonight to bring home the victory?
It's a national tournament level game. Obviously, these guys are competitors for the conference championship and been to the tournament last year. It's going to be a great game. Biggest challenge will be keeping them out of the paint. They got a lot of athletes that drive to the basket and get on the offensive boards. I think if we limit their easy baskets, we need to hit some outside shots and make them spread out a little bit. I like our chances if we do that.
Now, you guys are #2 in the nation. How do you go into a locker room with a group of guys like this, with all this talent, keep their heads level? How do you get them to play like the #2 team in the nation every game?
We don't look at the polls till that last one. I mean, right now we got a lot of basketball to prove, and right now we got to keep getting better.
This is great. Coach, you're awesome. Thanks for bringing big things to SAGU basketball. Back to you, Tim.
Sounds good, baby.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Coach Boswick. Another interesting stat that stands out in this game. OCU is #19 in scoring margin. SAGU is #18. OCU outscores their opponents by 11.83 a game. SAGU 11.84. That's how close these teams are. 0.01 points close. So this is definitely going to be a very challenging game for the Lions, even though the standings show them with some separation.
My counterpart at Oklahoma City University is Rich Tortelli, sports information director. He described the Stars as a team who hang their hat on defense. And just a week ago, I described the Lions' MO as a team who tie their horse up to defense. So it could be a wild Western tug of war here tonight between two teams whose offense feed off the defense.
Now talk about some of the Stars' key players coming into this matchup tonight.
Well, Terry Johnson is one of 3 returning starters, 17.8 points a game, a very difficult guard to handle. Off the bench, R.J. McGee out of Baton Rouge, 14.5. He gives them a good lift. Caleb Smith, 11.6. Terrence Walker, 11 a game. And Jamal Creighton, 10.5. They can bring it with a number of different players. So for a team that touts its defense, they've got some nice balance on offense.
They are a very balanced team. They're going up against one of the most balanced teams. Listen to some stats here. SAGU averages a plus 2.3 turnover margin, plus 4.7 rebounds. They shoot 2% better than their opponents. They have a decent free throw percentage with 71%. They commit an average of 1 fewer foul a game, and they have decent blocking but with 2.7 blocks a game. Those stats, none of those by themselves is overwhelming. None of those by themselves can win. But you put it all together and you've got a squad that's 12-1, a squad that just keeps on winning. And so when I look at this team, I look at all the intangibles top to bottom. And my key players tonight, Daniel Mills, he's been excellent off the bench in the last 2 games, has 10 and 8 points in the past 2 games with just 8 minutes of playing time. So he is making the most of those minutes on the floor. Caleb Gentry, got to keep on saying his name, 14.4 points per game. That's actually 4th on the team. So it's not even like he's up there in the scoring, but he's right there, always adding points. They always seem to be huge points. He's also number 14 in the nation with steals with 2.3 a game. He's a centerpiece of that deadly trio on defense, him, Walter, and Rambo, who can just steal the ball at any given moment. My last key player is a guy who hasn't done much this year, Tyler Guidry. He hasn't scored in the last 5 games. He hasn't taken that many shots, though. He's only shot, I believe, 11 times in the last 5 games. He's one of those guys that last year came up and was a spark. On that second line that Boswick loves to utilize, he would really step up, get some big points, keep leading the team. I feel like if he can kind of activate, get back to where he was last year and complement Daniel Mills on that second line, there's going to be a whole new level of danger to this team for opponents to handle.
And he's a left-hander, too, and he knocks down big shots. And you haven't said much about Rambo or John Walter.
Well,
but
we know
those are the guys who can bring it.
They're always key, and you know they're going to bring it tonight. Well, we're just a few minutes away from tip-off here at the Schaefer Center. We're glad you're with us tonight. Stay tuned as the Lions host the Stars.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the starting lineup of the Stars of Oklahoma City University. At guard, senior standing at 6'3", number 12, Jamal Creighton. At guard, sophomore standing at 5'7", number 3, Jamil Donovan. At guard, senior standing at 6 foot, number 2, Terry Johnson. At forward, senior standing at 6'5", number 55, Caleb Smith. And at center, senior standing at 6'8", number 23, Terrence Walker. Head coach for the Stars is Keon Phillips. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your SAGU Lions. At guard, senior, standing at 6 foot from Pongo, Texas, number 2, Caleb Gentry. At guard, senior, standing at 5'10" from Dallas, Texas, number 20, Dominique Rambo. At forward, junior, standing at 6'4" from Garland, Texas, number 21, Jonathan Walker. At forward, sophomore, standing 6'5", from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 32, Emmanuel Adoy. And at forward, junior, standing 6'5", from Addison, Texas, number 33, Caleb Feaster. Head coach is Donnie Boswell, assistant coaches are Garrett Jones, and Kyle Tucker, and team chaplain David Leatherberry.
And we are ready for tip-off here at the Schaefer Center. Tim Roberts here along with Mark Ward filling in for the injured Rob Price tonight, we can say a little bit. I think at this point he's coughed so many times he might have thrown his throat out. So we hope he is rearing and ready to go come Thursday. But for right now, we are here to bring you a big Sooner Athletic Conference matchup between the Oklahoma City Stars and the SAGU Lions. Terrence Walker goes out to meet Emmanuel Adoy for the tip. And we are underway as the Stars win the tip. Jamal Creighton comes down with it. Over to Caleb Smith. Smith hands it back off to Creighton. Gets it over to Jamil Donovan. Terry Johnson. Over to Creighton. Back over to Donovan. Stars just looking for a seam to get through right now. Shot clock is down to 3. Creighton just has to shoot it. Bank won't go, but the offensive rebound will.
That was Walker.
Yeah, and those are some big points for the Stars. They were unable to break it into the arc in 35 seconds of play. Had to take the three-pointer, but good offensive board by Walker and the putback. Now Adoy handling the ball. He'll take it back up to the top. Over to Rambo. NAI National Player of the Week at the moment still. Those honors last for another 12 hours at this point, so enjoy them while you can. Walter over to Adoy with the jumper. Won't go, but Gentry fights for the rebound. That goes, and Terrence Walker is down. Looks like he might have been holding his knee. He stayed down for a while.
Well, let's hope that's not anything serious. It looks like it's his left knee. Both teams.
He's already wearing a left knee brace too, so hopefully nothing major here. He'll kind of limp off the floor on his own power, though, as the jungle gives him a standing ovation. Well, they're already standing, so I guess they just gave him an ovation. It's amazing to see Gentry come with that rebound, though. It's always so stunning to see one of the smallest guys on the floor just continually come away with those offensive rebounds. He is such a fighter and scrapper underneath.
Both teams were very patient with their first possession. They want to get off the schneid, score on their first time down. Oklahoma City were able to do that on the offensive board. SAGU with an offensive rebound putback.
Johnson hands it back off to Caleb Smith. And yeah, these teams are definitely taking their time, not trying to rush anything. They know the ability to steal. There's the runner, no good. Again, you have to respect both defenses. They can steal the ball, so take your time. Gentry for 3. That's going to be short.
For all the time he had there, you'd think he would draw it in line.
Swatted away. Great play by Walter. Just went up strong and got the block. Now Feimster looks at the 3, won't take it, dishes inside to Walter. Ball won't go, and Caleb Smith comes away with the rebound. Now it's Donovan pushing down the court.
It looked like one extra too many passes there, but this team plays so selflessly. Those extra passes generally turn into points.
Smith over to Creighton, back over to Johnson, and now over to Donovan. Here comes the three-point shot, and it's good. Caleb Smith, a 6'5" forward, knocks down the three. Patience pays off for the Stars that time. And here comes Rambo.
Well, he's squared up out there on the wing, and great form, and knocked that one down. You don't see anybody wearing 55 a lot anymore. Maybe he'll set a new trend.
Rambo over to Gentry. Trying to fight inside, shot clock down to 10. Gentry, long three-pointer, won't go. Walter has a chance at the rebound. What a play by Walter. He is just a hustle king, jumping out of bounds, and Creighton can only laugh and say a couple of words to Walter. Look at this right here, just goes airborne, chases the ball down, and does such a great job of deflecting it off of Creighton's hip. Fresh shot clock for the Lions as they inbound. Both teams taking some good advantage of offensive rebounds early on. Adoy from the top of the key, won't go. Rebound Creighton.
Adoy didn't miss any of those Thursday.
He was very pure from that range. 5 Lions crash upon Demosthenes. Ball is lost, almost an over and back, but he hadn't quite crossed the line. And now the Stars confront, force a bit of a trap, and now Feimster was holding the ball, reset the offense. Feimster trying to cross over Smith. Walter has some positioning, but he gets swatted away by Johnson, gets up with a steal, driving down the floor and pushes through traffic, almost goes. That would have been a very impressive basket. He was confronted by Feimster the whole way. Here's Feimster. Over to Walter. And Walter gets fouled. No, travel. Travel's going to be called on Walter. And we see this all the time. These slow starts from the Lions. 4 minutes in, and just two points for the Lions. Daniel Mills will check into the game, as well as Tyler Guidry. Walter and Gentry will take a seat. Boswick putting a little two-man switch out there. As again, you see this all the time. Just these slow starts for SAGU.
Stars double teaming Walter, fronting and backing 2 straight times down. That's usually his spot, but they came away with 2 straight good defensive stops.
Definitely identifying a strength there and preventing it from happening that easily. Creighton looks at the three, will drive inside, has the ball knocked away, but picks up and puts it in. Great control by Creighton there after the ball was knocked out of his hands to get it back up in the crowd of people. And now Guidry, I mentioned him in pregame. Feimster looks at a very long three, and that's going to be a foul on Caleb Smith. He went up in the air to potentially block a three, and then he came down a little bit too hard with his hands. 14:59 to play. Lions trail 7-2 early.
Deion Phelps, in his first year as head coach with the Stars, has them out of the gate looking sharp. 7-2 lead for Team Blue.
Rambo drives inside and has it swatted away by Sané. 6'8" junior from Mermoza, Senegal. And Rambo can make those moves. He can catch you out of position, but he goes up against a guy that's 6'8". The advantage is definitely there to potentially get the block. But Rambo will shoot the three. That's going to be off target, though. Adoy fights for it, and it's going to go out on Sané. So the Lions will get the possession underneath the basket again. Offensive boards crucial here early on. Lions just need to turn them into some points now.
Hey, one thing about Rambo is missing shots don't seem to faze him in the slightest.
Ball is knocked out of Adoy's hands, but it looks like it went off of Terry Johnson. We'll stay right here.
When I would play, if I shot an air ball, you know what, I'm not going to be shooting much anymore. The other night, he shot 2 straight air balls against Wesleyan, and just keeps on going.
Adoy gets the rebound and just misses another jumper. He's usually very good from right there. And now Rambo's going to get caught with a foul underneath the basket, trying to get the ball back. And again, 5.5 minutes in, the Lions have just 1 field goal, trailing 7-2. I mention it all the time, you know, slow starts. They're not a fast starting team. They get their footing and push, but you don't want to let that be your strategy. You're going against an OCU team that is very much intent upon pulling up an upset today. to push them into that top tier of Sooner Athletic Conference teams. You don't want to give them that chance early on. Whistle, foul on the floor, and that'll be a turnover.
Well, it was a 3-second.
Oh, it might have been 3 seconds. Yeah, no foul came in on any individual player. I thought it might have been a push-off on OCU, but it is a 3-second violation.
He had, looks like a couple of hesitation shots, and you've got guys standing in the lane waiting for a rebound.
Rambo out to Mills. Inside to Adoy, who gets it.
Block
Great.
Again.
Yeah.
By Sine.
Sine just comes in and crushes Adoy's shot up against the glass. Ball will go out, though, off of the Stars, so the Lions will again retain possession. Creighton goes to the bench. Lions trying to find some offensive footing here. Very, very ineffectual so far. Again, we saw this look last time, this look of putting all 4 players in the baseline, letting Rambo be alone at the top. This time Adoy comes out. Guidry for 3. No good. Off the rim. And that's going to go, just saved by Kevin Smith. It looked like it was going out of bounds for sure, but Smith makes the save.
Stars score here, you're probably looking at a timeout by Bostwick.
Foul. Looks like this is probably going to be against Mills, and it is. And this is a 2-shot foul. Yeah, and again, Bostwick knows what his team is, but he also knows that this is usually longer than the dry spell to start the game is. This is 6.5 minutes now of just one made shot. And the guy that made that shot is currently on the bench. You see the replay here as the second shot is good. And so the lead is 9-2 early for the Stars, and Gentry is set to check back in.
Mills is one of the players discussed in the pregame. 6'5" freshman out of Belton. That's just south of Waco. He can play the 3, play small, forward. He's a good ball player.
Lions just needing something to happen on offense now to wake themselves up. Feimster trying to offer it and just won't go. They've been ringing it off the rim so far to start the game. Here comes Smith, and Guidry's going to tangle him up.
That was a good foul. You don't want to give up that breakaway layup, and Lions looking a little lethargic. Their 5th game in 10 days, and you know what? Nobody else wants to hear about that because everybody else plays the same number of games. But they looked a little tired on Saturday, and I heard it from a couple of the players, but they had enough energy down the stretch that they called upon and were able to win.
First shot is no good, so you see Guidry here making a play on the ball. Just got a little bit too much arm in there, but again, like I said, good foul so far. Most they can get off of this possession is 1 point.
Well, coach has just brought Hondo, number 2, back in the game, along with number 40, Remington Mitchell, 6'8" freshman out of Mansfield. He's a fly swatter, leads the Sooner Conference in blocks.
It's an 8-point lead for the Stars, who are just suffocating the Lions on defense right now. Pass inside, picked up by Mitchell, coming right in, but again, just rings it off. The Lions are getting opportunities. They're getting shots that they would usually make, just not going right now. And that's a charge. Gentry draws the charge, turns it back over, and that is what the Lions needed right now. They did not want to go down by 10.
And if anybody would lead the conference in drawing charges, the proletariat, the blue-collar man, Hondo Gentry, is right there. We call him the wood surfer because he spends so much time on the floor, either on his backside or diving.
Rambo for 3, no good. And again, the rebound goes right back to the Stars. The Lions have not been operating well on the offensive board so far, and their shots just aren't falling. Turnaround, put back, no good. Here comes Guidry pushing quickly down the floor. Lions just trying to catch the Stars off guard. Catch themselves off guard there, though. Here's Mills, over to Rambo. Drives inside, puts it off the glass, and it does not go. And right now, Gentry forces the turnover, just goes against Smith, and Smith loses possession, goes out. So the Lions are doing some things right, especially on defense.
And look what Coach Bostwick has just done. He's dialed up not only Walter, but Andre Creer.
And Mitchell will come out as well as Rambo. He's trying to give a very different look at the moment.
Creer is a guy who's a three-point specialist. He's been slow out of the gate so far this season. In high school and at Angelina College, shot over 43% beyond the arc. He can knock the shot down. And they can sure use one now.
There's Walter.
He dribbled out of that double team.
Dishes over to Walter. Jumper is good, and the drought is over at the moment. 8.5 minutes in, that's how long it took for the Lions to get 2 field goals.
They usually have 2 before the national anthem is over.
They can be a very effective, very speedy offense. But then again, that's what you need. You got the crowd back into it just by making a shot.
And Walter forced that one, a travel there by Dorian Giger. Giger is a 6'4" freshman out of Moore, Oklahoma.
Here comes Guidry leading the offense with Rambo on the bench. Walter turns around, looks for Creer for 3. That's going to be off target. Sail wide right of the basket. Gentry quickly down the floor for 3. That's good.
Big
Dorian
shot.
Giger. And the lead is pushed to 9. Lions just missing too many shots right now.
Well, Oklahoma City with their defense coming out, stifling the Lions. They're extending out to the perimeter.
There's Guidry for 3. No good. Put back. No good. Creer comes down with it. Walter bounced it off his knee and just says going out of bounds. There's going to be a foul on the floor coming against Terry Johnson. 3rd foul of the half on the Stars.
Lions look a little frazzled so far. It'll be frustrating when you get a good look and then you're not able to convert.
Well, the Stars are definitely playing some very good defense, but the Lions are creating some of the separation. They're creating what they want to get those shots. And that's just a bad pass, tipped away, stolen. And a nice forced turnover by Gentry going up against R.J. McGee. Tipped the ball as he was trying to pass it, so when he turned his arm back around to throw it, he had lost complete control of it. Now back into the game is Adoy and Rambo. To the bench will go Mitchell and Guidry, so got more of a small look now on the floor.
Our coaches go for those mismatches, trying to get an advantage over another team.
Gentry for 3, no good. No offensive rebound, and you know, I can do a little fuzzy math right here. We're 10 minutes into the first half. The Lions average just are going to score 16 points in this game. That's highly unlikely, but it's got to be a wake-up call for this team right now. They got to get something together, or they could find themselves in a very serious deficit. Trying to provide that is Dorian Giger, no good.
And the Stars are missing an opportunity here to add some distance.
Rambo and 1.
And SAGU.
That's what you needed right there. After 4 points in 10.5 minutes, a chance to get 3 in 1 shot. And you're right, the Stars are missing a very big opportunity here as SAGU has opened just about as cold as we know them to possibly be.
Rambo coming in with the up, dipsy-do, kiss off the glass. Now he has a chance to take the and 1 and pull the Lions to within 7. You know, for Rambo, it's not so much what his field goal percentage is or what his numbers are. It's when he makes them. And he is big-time money in close games.
Free throw is up. No good. So the lid still stays on the basket to some extent for the Lions. They stay down 13-6. Yeah, if you're the Stars, time to start picking up the pace and putting some points up of your own. Again, 13 points in 10.5 minutes isn't that good either. If they could have put up the 20 they'd be used to, they'd have a very significant lead at the moment.
But I think they feel very good about
Gentry
the
with
pace
the
of the
steal
game.
and the foul. That's going to come against Dorian Giger. Gentry gets the steal and Giger just runs up his bat.
You know, both of these teams, I think they're working to establish a pace, and I think the Stars feel quite comfortable at keeping the thing down, and they feel they've got enough offense and balance that they can win that game.
The Stars have to feel great about this right now. Holding the Lions to 6 points in 11 minutes. When you do have that offensive firepower on the floor of Rambo and Walter. Walter knocks that one down, though. It's 13-8. Slow but steady wins the race. and a timeout is called by the Stars. It's been a very quick moving half so far, mainly because of how long the teams have kept possession. Well, remember to stay connected to our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. The last two, Instagram and YouTube. Instagram really gives you some cool behind-the-scenes looks you won't get anywhere else on Facebook or Twitter, so be sure and follow us on there. And YouTube is the official archive home for past year's interviews, highlights. We've been doing this thing for about 3.5, 4 years now, so we're building up quite a background. Got some great games in our memories uploaded on the YouTube, and obviously Facebook and Twitter. Gotta follow when the Lions are on the road.
And on Facebook, usually within a few days after a home game, we'll have a list of highlights from the previous game. And for those who are tuning in from OCU, usually within a week, the entire game will be available on archive, so you can turn back online and watch it in its entirety.
All games are live and then available on demand at SAGU.tv. So you missed something, you want to watch it again, that is available. Pass it along. Pass is too hard to handle for Terrence Bonham. A little bit too high, slipped through his fingers, and now you're starting to see the Lions operate this game the way they want to. Some turnovers from the Stars. Finally starting to hit some shots. Again, 8 points in 11.5 minutes is nothing to put on the wall, but the Lions have turned the lead back to 5, and on defense, they're looking very good. Doy had a man to potentially go for the foul, but decides to give out to Gentry, who swishes it.
Oh, Gentry for 3.
Again, good awareness by Adoy. He could have potentially gone up and tried to draw the foul, but he saw Gentry wide open and said to himself, you know, I don't think he's going to miss another one. We've missed too many already. Foul's going to come here against Walter. He runs into Jamal Creighton. That's going to be Walter's first foul and just the 4th of the half on the line. So neither team really in any sort of major foul trouble, just 5 on the Stars.
I was saying, Coach Phelps brings in a couple of his offensive players, number 2, Terry Johnson, and 55, Caleb Smith.
Smith really got the offense started, knocking down that 3 to make it a 5-2 lead. It hasn't done much since. Well, no one really has, honestly. Dishes inside. Good pressure by Feimster. The ball will stay here with the Stars. He, again, great play on offense. She's trying to push through the block, but Feimster held it the whole way and avoided the foul. Does go off for the Lions, though, so it's a fresh 35.
Terry
Shot is
Johnson.
up, no good. Walter comes down with it. Skip pass up to Rambo, to the hoop. And once he has that lane, how do you stop him? And Gentry with the steal. He's going to go for the layup, misses it, but Rambo with the putback. Rambo and Gentry making it work. Lions go on top 15-13. And they're diving for steals now. The team is fired up.
That's 11 points straight in a row.
11-0 run for the Lions. Here comes Smith to try to break it. He does.
Oh, nice shot.
He's got a very pure shot. We saw it on the 3 a moment ago, and he ties the game back up as we reach the 7-minute mark here in the first half.
Last year, Rambo led the nation in steals.
Tries a long 3 there, bounces around the rim, won't go. Knocked loose, though, and Adoy dribbles it off his foot. It goes out, and it's the Stars' ball.
That was a good call. And so far this year, he's got a number of steals, but Gentry is leading the conference in steals. So those 2 guys in the backcourt make a lot of things happen.
Again, yeah, Gentry and Rambo especially, but also Walter. They just have such quick hands. You don't even have to dribble poorly. Doesn't have to have bad dribble sometimes. They can just steal it if they want to. Splits the middle of the full court press that time. Easy for Terrence Walker. Goes up. A little bit of a dunk there. And yeah, great job by the Stars splitting the middle there on kind of a weak full court press, but one the Lions like to employ from time to time.
Yeah, they beat that, and Creighton come through with a real nice pass.
But Rambo with the first move. Such a quick first move. Drives to the basket. Freezes the player in his tracks. He has 8 on the game now after starting off with the entire team very slowly. Knocks it back up to 17. Here comes Smith. No good. Walter fights for the rebound. It's going to stay right here. And that's one of those that the Lions weren't quick to react to. I don't think they saw which way it was going. and it was Smith who had the better possession, or better position rather, to move towards it, but Walter does contest it.
6 minutes left in the game, and while it is a defensive game, the officials are letting him play. Only 4 fouls against the Lions, 5 against the Stars.
Very physical, and goes off the knee of Smith. Great play by Feemster, knocking it loose. Again, it's something we're coming from the Red River we're not very used to. It's hard to get through a Red River game without at least 25 fouls on each team.
Right. In fact, last year, the last 3 years, I think the Red River Conference has led the NAIA in fouls called per game.
They let him play here in the Sooner, though. Adoy with the hook won't go. Feemster tries to get the rebound, bats at it. It'll go over to the Stars. Terry Johnson.
Adoy is like 0 for 4 from the field.
Ball's knocked loose. Here comes Feemster. Up to Walter, bobbles it. Driving the whole way. Finger roll.
Yes. It looked like he almost lost control on about 3 occasions going up the floor.
It was such a great shot because it looked like he had actually lost control, but somehow was able to finger roll it in, give the Lions the lead back as we are at 5:10 left in the first half. 3-point shot off the mark. Walter gets the rebound.
He's one of the smoothest players, my favorite to watch in games. There's so much attention that goes to Rambo and oftentimes to Gentry.
Wait for the call here. And
I'm not sure what the call is here, but I think he got the first down.
Jump ball. Jump ball is going to be the call. Comes in a little bit late, but the arrow's pointing the Lions' way. Credit that with Adoy. He tipped it out and gave Feemster the opportunity to fall on it. Gets wrapped up for the jump ball. The Lions will keep possession. Arrow will switch back over to the Stars.
Right there on the north end of the court here in the Schaefer Center, which was opened in, I believe, 1997. Seats around 1,200. Generally a lot fuller than this, but students just now getting back onto campus. The jungle section down here where they stand up the entire game, making their presence felt.
Adoy dribbles out to the top. Looks for anybody to take the ball and finally gets over to Rambo.
Lions back with their original starting lineup.
Rambo with the move off the glass won't go. And that's going to go off of Sine, they rule. So the Lions will keep possession. Ball never touched the rim, so the shot clock will remain at 19 seconds.
That was a weird looking shot. It just kind of like nothing's happening. I'm just going to throw it towards the rim.
Rambo makes those work from time to time. You really can't question him with what he's done so far, how deadly he can be. Feemster pulls up, jumper, knocks it down. Creates the separation, gets his zone where he wants to shoot. And the Lions have a 4-point lead.
And that's his first basket. They've done a great job of getting out on him and not giving him
He can be so deadly from 3-point range. Looks for the pass, back out to Johnson for 3. No good. Walter fighting for it, and it goes over to the Lions. Sine not too happy with the call. It's hard to tell as it went towards the Lions bench. Again, it's one of those things when there's so much simultaneous possession happening at that moment. That's a really tough one to call, but the Lions get the benefit of it.
Well, that official, well, actually both of them were right there on top of it. I thought the one who was closer might make the call.
Rambo dribbles out to Walter for 3 off the front of the rim. Lions still not finding their range from 3 points. Just 1 3-pointer in the half. Johnson drives inside, hits Adoy, and that's going to be a blocking foul. 2 shots for the Stars. So Adoy's first foul of the half.
He is the Lions' best defender. He's 6'5", from Arkansas, and one thing about him, it's a little-known fact, his arms are so long that he can tie his shoes while standing up. I mean, the guy once stood up. He was already taller than me, and he hadn't even completely unfolded yet. He's definitely long in the category and has long, extended fingers, quite similar to Big Rim over there on the bench, number 40. But Adoy is the team's shutdown defender, and he can play defense. In fact, they usually assign him to the other team's top low-post player.
Johnson hits the second after missing the first. Lead is back to 3. 21-18.
3.5 minutes here to play in the first half, where both teams still trying to find some consistency on offense. Very low-scoring game. Again, both these teams rely on defense first, turnover second, and offense third, and that's showing. Gentry,
you know, we might not,
off to Rambo.
I was going to say, we might not find a whole lot of offensive consistency today.
Feimster rings it in.
I'll take that back.
He's been quiet the whole half, but he's accounted for the last 5 points for the Lions. Finally finds his range from three-point land.
He leads the team in shooting the three-bomb. Squares up. He's a lot like number 55 for the Stars.
Sine with the jumper.
They've been a little cold. It was 13-4, Oklahoma City.
Gentry, what a move. Out to Feimster again from the corner. Rings it off, but Walter comes down with the rebound. Gentry wide open. Oh, and Walter was convinced he was going to take that. Gentry faked out all 9 players on the court. No one expected the pass there. Lions holding a 6-point lead, 2.5 left. Johnson surveying the Lions defense, trying to direct some traffic.
After falling behind 13-4, it's 20-5 since then for SAGU.
And there's R.J. McGee, knocks down the jumper. Yeah, the Lions are on it. We talked about this last game. The Lions go on these sneaky runs. They never blow you out of the water. They just sneak up on you. Gentry for 3. Oh, hits every part of the rim. Doesn't go in, but Walter with the rebound. Gets the hook. 26-20.
Boy, if the Stars can get R.J. McGee going, a 6'6" senior, come from Eastern Illinois. He's from Baton Rouge. Big shot for him, and if he can catch fire off the bench, he's giving them almost 15 a game.
Creighton. The pass too high for Smith, but looks like we're gonna have a foul. Might have been too high for a reason. Looked like there might have been some holding on the floor.
I think it was on Feimster. McGee, by the way, whom I was just talking about, he wears
Adoy.
number 1.
Actually, he's going to get called against Adoy. That's his second.
Well,
no good. A lot of contact inside. Good control by Johnson. Almost had it stolen, but still got the layup. And now Johnson's going to get caught with the foul. That's his second, the 6th of the half on the Stars.
Rambo was jetting up floor, and I think Johnson just wanted to slow him down. That's when Rambo starts cutting loose.
It's not a bad foul to take. You have 1:20 left. No real fear of free throws damaging you in this half, so break up a fast break. Although I'm sure he didn't want to take his second foul in the first half. Walter picks up his dribble, goes up high off the glass, doesn't get it to go. Stars come up with it.
If he hadn't made that shot, I think I would have been off the couch.
1 minute left now. The Stars are going to try to cut into the 6-point deficit. Creighton.
Oh, nice pass inside.
And a foul. Yeah, it was a very good pass into Sine. Forced the foul. It's either that or let him go up. And that's going to be against Feimster, his first. It is the 7th on the Lions, so it will be free throws.
Sine, he's 6'8". He transferred from Robert Morris, an NAIA school in Illinois.
Misses the first, but Smith with the rebound. And the Lions just sort of stood around.
I think they thought it was 2 shots.
Yeah,
but that was a 1-and-1.
Now, I think they might have been contending that he left the blocks far too early. But Smith gets the rebound and puts it in. Cut the lead to 4. We have 5 seconds really separating the game clock from the shot clock. Rambo loses the ball. Walter hustles to get it, but it goes off on Walter. Sine was the one that made contact and knocked it off of Walter. So now the shot clock will be off as the Stars will get the hold for last shot, trailing 26-22.
You know, Johnson with the ball. He's the one that forced that turnover there from Rambo. They've got a little chance here to pick up a little win going into the locker room.
Johnson out to Creighton. Creighton drives inside, and a foul's going to be called on Creighton's drive. Waiting for the number still here.
I think it's on Big Rim.
Now it's going to be on Feimster. His second in just about 30 seconds, really. So a little bit of foul trouble for Feimster late in the half, and here is the Stars' chance to cut it to 2. Lions left 8.8 after the shots. First free throw is short.
So late here in the first half, Coach Bostwick's team, even though they haven't played real well, he has yet to call a timeout.
Definitely trusts his guys to figure it out on their own. Second one is good. The Lions have 8.8, trying to move it up the floor. Rambo driving down. And a foul, ill-advised foul against Jamal Creighton. Better just to really let the guy try to fire up a buzzer beater than send him to the line. Rambo's a pretty good free throw shooter, averaging, I believe, over 71%. So you send Rambo to the line for the 1-and-1 with 4.1 seconds left.
You know, 2 years ago in Rambo's sophomore season here, he just made just over 50% from the line. Last year, 61%. This year, he's over 70%. So stepping up his game.
Makes the first. If he had 3 more years of eligibility, he'd probably be shooting 100 by the end. But
yeah, you know, I like that.
He's a guy who is so good in so many areas, but he identifies his weaknesses and he challenges them. He is constantly improving himself. Here he comes with the second.
I'll say the Stars bailed us out with that foul over there. I think he caught them off guard when he tried to go around Creighton.
Rambo hits them both. Now the Stars still have 4.1, so they still have a chance. Great little something. Here comes McGee. Gentry almost draws the foul. McGee with the long shot, just short.
It was online, it looked like.
And the crowd's going to give him a little bit of air ball message, but I think it's okay to let him go with that one, nearly from half court. So the Lions go to the half with a 28-23 lead. A half where, correct me if I'm wrong, they had 2 points in the first 9.5 minutes and then added 26 over the next 10.5, really. So definitely found some stride on offense towards the end there.
24-10 after falling behind 13-4, but they're just up by 5, and a 5-point lead in NAIA, especially in this conference, means relatively nothing.
Yeah, this is about as even as you can get. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have first half stats, first half analysis, and some second half adjustments for both teams. Lions lead 28-23. You're watching the SAGU Sports Network. Welcome back to the Schaefer Center, where the Lions lead the Oklahoma City Stars 28-23. Really a rough first half offensively for both teams, and looking at the stats, it shows it pretty clearly. The Stars outshooting the Lions by 2%, but that's 33% to 31%. That's not going to get it done for either team. They really want to improve on that. Lions out-rebounding the Stars 24-19, and just saw the stat a second ago. Lions really dominating on offensive rebounds. 13 offensive rebounds to 4 Stars. Really good for the Lions. That's they want to win ball games, and it's kind of helped them stay in this one with how many shots they've missed. Assists are even. Lions have 7 steals to 5 for Oklahoma City. OCU has committed 10 turnovers to the Lions 6, but look at that stat right there. SAGU 2 for 16 3-point shooting. For those of you who aren't math majors, that's 12%. That is a really, really lousy shooting half from 3-point range. An area the Lions are a top 5 team in 3-pointers made a game. Doesn't mean they're top 5 in their percentage, but usually it's safe to say they're a lot better than 12%. So still got to get some things working on the Lions offense. As far as the players go, obviously not a lot of scoring to report on, but what do you see really as far as the player stats go?
Well, nobody has got numbers that they would write home about. For the Stars, Caleb Smith, number 55, leads them with 8. A nice shooter, but I don't think he's the guy who fuels everything for them on offense. I could be wrong. And no one else more than Terrence Walker's 4 points. On the boards, Caleb Smith with 4. Turnovers, they've had 10. SAGU, Dominique Rambo with 10 points out of 4 of 11 shooting. Jonathan Walter, 8 points, and he also has 8 rebounds to lead both teams. The Lions have committed just 6 turnovers. To me, though, the biggest stat is the combination of offensive rebounds and turnovers has given the Lions a 39-24 advantage in shots attempted. The Stars making 8 of 24, the Lions 12 of 39. And anytime you can get 15 more shots than the other team, eventually some of them are going to fall. But the Stars, I have to hand it to them. These numbers, which aren't looking good for either team, their defense has held their own.
Yeah, really, this is one of those things where both teams have to be kind of happy where they are right now based upon those stats. We'll be right back here Thursday evening, that is, with John Brown coming to town. The women tip off at 6 and the men at 8. We'll have that right here for you on SAGU.TV. Then it's a 4-game road swing for the Lions teams. They'll travel to play St. Gregory's. That game's going to be huge for the Lions, as St. Gregory's is currently the #2 team in the Student Athletic Conference. And it's off to Northwood, Wayland Baptist, and then the men will travel to play Ecclesia College. So a little bit of road until February. We'll be back February. Obviously, we're back on Thursday night. But for the second half, I see 2 major adjustments, one for each team. For the Lions, make your shots. As simple as that. They're getting open looks. OCU, give credit to their defense. They have found ways of eliminating the big players. They've blocked Rambo a few times, had some big plays to kind of stem the tide of what this Lions offense can do. But the Lions are still getting some good looks. They're getting the looks they usually ask for. Adoy, Gentry, Feemster. These guys are getting the looks they want. They're just not knocking them down. Like you said, when you outshoot your opponent 39-24 and you lead by 5, it's a little bit of disappointment. If you're the Stars, it just all comes down to turnovers. Again, you look at the stats, a -4 turnover ratio. That's why you're down by 5. It's why you blew a 9-point lead with 10:45 remaining. You trail by as many as 6, because you've just been turning the ball over, been a little bit too reckless with it. Well, we're about to get underway here. Lions nursing a 5-point lead. Feels like we're always here, just a strike or 2 away from being a tie game.
We do apologize for those who tuned in to catch the live stats. We haven't been able to figure out what the technical issue is, but the live stats
Rambo
webcast
steals it away, driving the floor, puts it off the glass, won't go. Rebound Adoy, that won't go. And right up 2 more shots for the Lions and 2 more misses early on. Again, they're getting exactly what their strategy is. They got a steal, got an offensive rebound, came away with no points. And those other 2 stats are meaningless without points.
Nice
Driving
move.
to the basket, Creighton goes in for the layup. He has just 5 points on the game. It's obviously a surprising stat. He's been playing some solid basketball, just hasn't got his shots to really go in. Lead is down to 3.
Creighton is 2 out of 4 right now.
Gentry gets his shot blocked by Sine. Pardon me, that's McGee actually. Inside to Feemster, gets it out to Rambo. And Creighton gets whistled for the foul. Trying to get around Rambo to get to the ball. It's the first foul of the half.
Not a lot of fouls called. Oklahoma City 7 in the first half, the Lions 8. On the foul line, the Stars 5 out of 9. The Lions just 2 out of 3.
And a game this close, you have to remember every single missed opportunity. That's 4 missed free throws, and you're down by 3. Gentry gets it over to Feemster. And Walter thinks about going up, drives inside off the glass. Good move by Walter, boxing out Caleb Smith, using the glass to his advantage.
Good isolation move. Walter's as good as any when he gets that opportunity. Drove the baseline, soft touch off the glass. Lions up 5.
McGee has it knocked out of his hands. Late whistle comes in, though. We'll see who this is on. And it is on Gentry, so Gentry does get whistled for the contact inside.
Why is it that we call this guy Hondo? I mean, everybody on campus calls him that. You got a clue?
Well, I've heard 2 stories. Both make perfect sense. I think it is a double thing. One is based off of an old basketball player who Coach Bostwick feels like he plays like, and obviously his hometown. So Coach Bostwick couldn't resist the fact that in 2 ways he felt like Hondo to him. And so that is his nickname. 2 shots missed. Rambo comes out with it. Stars missing some opportunities now. Tries to split the defense, but good defense by the Stars. Smith and McGee. Walter for 3, and that's going to go over the backboard, and it'll go over to Oklahoma City. Again, good defense there, staying ahead of Rambo, squeezing down the middle, not giving him a lane to take on the outside, but not giving him that little tiny sliver he needs to go up the middle.
Yeah, McGee shut him down. Hondo Havlicek, I believe, is who you're talking about.
That's who it is, a little bit before my time.
That looked like a travel that he got away with.
Misses the shot, though, and Adoy comes down with it. Gentry driving, lays it up and in. Lions go up by 7. That's their largest lead of the night.
That one was generated by Rambo, forcing the action, taking it to them.
Nice fake Gets the shot away as McGee, but nope, does not go. Now Gentry leading the offense back down. Inside to Walter. Can't get the layup to go.
He's very good with the left hand. Missed that one.
Up ahead. Oh, and that's going to be a goaltend on Adoy.
Emmanuel Adoy, they call him E-Man on that play, a little late.
Yeah, Terrence Walker had the easy layup, and Adoy went up to try to save it, but it was already above the rim and above the basket when he hit it. Always worth the chance, though, and it always feels good to not let the ball go in, even if 2 points do go against you. Feimster for three. That's going to be short. That's going to go out and stay here. A lot of dead ball rebounds going the Lions' way tonight. Remington Mitchell comes in, and Adoy will sit.
Early on, it looked like Mitchell was going to be red-shirted. Turns out to be a really nice move after the team lost Karor Gumwell.
Gentry tracked under the basket, out to Feimster.
That's his shot. Boom!
Oh, wow. It rolled all the way around. For a second, look, it was going to peek its head back out and fall out, but then found its way to the bottom.
I think you get an extra point, don't you, if it rolls all the way around the rim?
I think the Lions could use it right now, but that's not the way it's going to go.
Thought it was
foul on the floor, and that's going to go against Remington Mitchell.
Thought that might be a new international rule, around the world or something.
It's the first foul, and now Walter will sit. Into the game comes Daniel Mills. Lions have opened up an 8-point lead here, less than 4 minutes into the half. Creighton.
For some reason, every time Creighton gets the ball, the crowd gives it to him.
Sometimes I think they just pick a guy out of the lineup and just go with it. They don't need much motivation. The Jungle is known for their wacky antics and...
Oh, nice move. Oh, he hooked him with the elbow. You didn't think he would make that call, but the official did. I don't think he needed the elbow to get by him. I like the dreads on Creighton.
So the foul is against Terrence Walker. That's his first, second of the half. And again, a big turnover, offensive foul. And the Stars, they missed a lot of opportunities in the first half to build a lead. We talked about that, how they could have built a big lead, missed out on it. And now with the Lions starting to put a little run on, missing chances to keep it tight. Now, of course, 8 points is still plenty tight in what is still a very, very low-scoring game.
Oh, a nice runner that looked good for a second.
And credit Mitchell with some good defense, forcing the shot
There's Rambo.
High. Lays it in.
You just watching that play develop, you were almost certain that Feimster was going to pass to his right to Hondo, but he went all the way across to Rambo.
This Lions offense knows how to run against the grain. They really do. They do a good job of really kind of pushing everything to one end of the court and then going back against it. That can be dangerous, obviously, and that's why this team is prone to turnovers from time to time, because they do pass it across the court, but they have a lot of players they trust to make those good assists. And obviously, once Rambo had that and he had the corner, there was just no stopping. Well, to the line will go Terrence Walker. He was fouled going up. Second foul against Mitchell, against Mills. No good is the first shot, though. More missed opportunities.
Walker's been really active around the boards the whole game, and he's bringing some positive energy for the team. You've got to keep your eye on this guy. I like the way he's playing.
Second shot is good. Little full court pressure shown by the Stars. Not really a press. Just letting their presence be known the whole way down the court. It's worked so far, as they've definitely limited what this offense can do. Feimster trying to get the roller, doesn't go, fighting his way through, can't get to it.
I thought they should have called a foul on him right there. Oh, nice drive.
That's Jamal Creighton. Again, we talked about he's been playing some really good basketball tonight. The 7 points on the scoreboard. Surprising, really, the way he has looked on many occasions in this game. And yeah, he's taken a great advantage there. Creighton lead back to 7 after it was 10 for just a moment.
Stars have 7 seniors, and that kind of experience is big.
Rambo for 3, just can't get it to fall. And there's going to be a foul on the shot against Remington Mitchell. Not the foul. The foul was on Remington Mitchell, and it goes against.
It's a good offensive rebound. If he could have just banked it in when he first got it, coming down gave the Stars a chance to play him.
Ivan Matip draws the foul. Mitchell hits the first.
He played at Mansfield High School. A teammate of his, Adam Martinez, is on the bench, a guard. They both played for the Tigers. Mansfield, a suburb just south of Fort Worth.
Lions showing some full court pressure. They'll bring that quick trap on you in the back court, and that has forced more than its share of turnovers this year. And when it happens that quick, it almost always results in a quick layup.
And they're just trying to take the other team out of their rhythm, just to slow them down a little bit.
Three-point shot is good. Jamal Creighton starting to heat up now after just, I believe, 2 points in the first half. He has lit it up with 8 here in the second.
He's probably saying, just keep booing me. Boy, nice shot. He was wide open, and when you get those kind, he ripped the nets.
Mills drives inside, draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
Boy, he had 2 guys around him. Nice pass in there.
And again, good working of passes. You go corner to corner to corner, work your way in. You've worked the defense out of position, and it's always that tough situation. Let him get the layup or foul him. And this time he gets fouled. Mills will go to the line. 2 players set to set it, checking for the Lions, Andre Creer and Tyler Guidry. Mills misses the first. Feemster will sit, as well as Gentry.
Remember last year in the first game at Kansas City in the tournament, Gentry was out of the lineup that day, and Tyler Guidry stepped in and played wonderfully. Hit double figures, hit a couple of key shots down the stretch as the team came back to beat Science and Arts 62-58. Very good day for the sophomore.
Well, he's still looking for his first points of 2014. It's been 5 games since he scored. He's in the lineup now, and in a game like this where points are at a complete premium, this would be a good time to get him. Guidry squares up at the line, gets it over to Mills. Rambo, only starter left on the floor. He's going to get fouled near the baseline. That's going to go against Jamal Creighton. His 3rd foul.
I was going to say, he got there pretty quick, but Rambo will force teams to make plays like that. If they hadn't have fouled him, Rambo may have thrown it away.
And so that's not good news for the Stars after Creighton finally finds some footing, gets up to 10 points. He's at 3 fouls with over 13 minutes remaining. Guidry to Rambo to Mills, just testing the perimeter right now, and oh, miscommunication. Creer was cutting inside, looking for a bounce pass. Mills was looking at the corner, expected Creer to be there. Sails into the stands, and Mills will sit. Walter comes back in.
I was going to say, just during this stretch of play, it gives a breather to Gentry and a breather to Caleb Feemster. You got 3 subs on the floor for the Lions.
And here comes Creighton. Johnson inside to Walker.
Oh, nice pass.
Great pass into Ivan Matip.
That was excellent recognition. He got double teamed. Somebody had to be open. Ivan Matip comes in, makes a good play.
The lead is back to 5, so the Lions had pushed it to as many as 10, but it's just been a slow march back for the Stars. And for the Lions, again, this feels like the same script over and over again. They take these double-digit leads, they fall right back down to 4 or 5, and they have faced nothing but stiff competition throughout their Student Athletic Conference schedule so far. They've weathered it all to this point. Still left to be seen if they can weather this effort from the Stars. Walter gets it over to Adoy. Guidry had a chance to shoot it, but he pulls it down. Shot clock running out. Guidry has to shoot it for 3, and a late foul's going to come in. He was hit after the shot, and that's one way to break your scoring streak. Go to the line for 3, and the foul is on number 12, Jamal Creighton. That's his 4th. So the leading scorer for the Stars in major foul trouble with over 12 minutes remaining. He'll have to sit.
Oh, that's a tough blow for OKC.
Huge blow, and welcome to 2014 Tyler Guidry. First points of the new year.
He's going to get 3 shots.
Yeah,
he was bailed out by that call.
He really was. Now, the first contact came in really at the shot. If you look at it later on, you will see that the first contact did come in. See right here, yeah, that clearly makes contact with the hand as he goes up. That helped short the shot, but a devastating turn of events for the Stars. It'll go for 2, misses the third, but a 4th foul gets one of their key players out of the game.
He won't sit too long. I think they'll have to bring him back in.
Well, when he has 10 points and no one else is in double digits, and you only have 35 points to almost 30 minutes of play.
There's a big shot. Boy, a nice open look.
Driving inside, he'll go for it again.
He gets another one.
And he misses it a second time, but the offensive rebound is almost collected. Creer comes away with it, passes it up to Gentry, collects it up at the corner. Bounce pass into Walter. Now Gidry's feeling it. Oh, just
boy.
rattles in and out. Gets those 2 points though and gets his confidence back. That's good to see. Just barely missed that one.
Neither team has been able to put together much of a run, except for when the Lions come up and scored to overcome that.
And the third time is the charm for Terrence Bonham. He takes the 3rd straight 3-pointer from that exact spot on the floor. That one works, and the lead's been cut to 4.
When they were behind 13-4, they come back with 11 in a row. Other than that, neither team has really been able to find a lot of rhythm.
It's been a very defensively dominated game. The scoreboard shows it. Bad pass inside. Lions appealing that went off of a Star, but they're not going to get it. Ball will be turned over. Guidry will sit. Rambo will come back into the game with 10:44. Again, Lions open up a bit of a bigger lead. Stars come right back. It's just 4 points. Caleb Smith, he had 8 points all in the first half. 3-point shot off the mark. Gentry collects it.
Down by just 4. I'm kind of surprised he took that one. That shot will be there all night.
Well, the way these teams are shooting, there's no reason for the defenses not to let them try it. Gentry is going to try that one wide open. And again, on any other night, I feel like that goes 8 times out of 10. On tonight, it's just not falling. The Lions have only made 3 3-pointers. They were 2 for 16 at the half. They've tried at least 7 or 8 this half, only made 1. So that 12% shooting percentage is suddenly looking good compared to what they have right now. Good defense by Adoy is going to get whistled, though, on the way down. Good defense on the way up, but a good player knows how to get that foul on the way down as well.
And
it will
Johnson,
be a shooting foul.
I was going to say Johnson is a veteran. He's got lots of moxie. He knew what he was doing, and he just blew past people. And the Lions couldn't backpedal quick enough.
First free throw is good. Stars have missed their shares of free throws, and in the game that they now just trail by 3, that's something that could matter later on. See right here, good contesting on the way up, but then the arm catches the elbow on the way down.
Right now, with 9:50 left in the game, SAGU's got 4 fouls, the Stars with 6. So the next foul against Team Blue will send the Lions to the foul line.
Second free throw is also good, so it's just a 2-point advantage, and that'll warrant a timeout. No, from the Stars, actually. Coach Bostwick has still yet to call a timeout in this one. The Lions lead the slimmest of margins, just 2 points. Again, they led by 10 earlier on in this half, so they had put something together straight out of the gate. Went up by 10, but Coach Bostwick's team has just been unable to consistently find any answers on offense. They've whittled away what was just a 7-point lead moments ago, and the Stars aren't going away.
You know, normally when he goes to that second unit, they're a lot more productive. But here is a little stretch of play tonight in the last game or so where they haven't. And when he went to 3 subs a while ago, the offense got a little bottlenecked. and the Stars come right back. They're a good ball club. You're not going to blow this team out.
Well, if you're the Lions right now, if there is any fatigue issue, that can't be an issue going forward because you do have 5 games in 10 days right around the corner. Again, you play Thursday, Saturday, you play Tuesday, Thursday, and then the following Monday. So you still have a lot of games coming up, and 4 of those are on the road. Now, actually, only 3 of those are conference games. I'm sorry, 4 of those are conference games out of the next 5. Ecclesia will be the only non-conference game in that schedule. The Lions have a home and away series planned with them. They'll be welcoming them here to the Schaefer Center later on in February.
You can see behind the bench there the Chili's charge meter on the wall. When the Lions draw 5 charging fouls, everybody in the place gets a free bowl of queso and chips from the Waxahachie Chili's.
And with the new rules around the charge foul, that's going to be very hard to get to this year.
Yeah, we only did it once last year, even though we drew quite a few charges. That's a lot.
And again, the rules have changed, so drawing 5 in a game is going to be very difficult, even for a team coached by Donnie Boswick, who loves to preach the charge, loves to make his players stand their ground and draw it. Again, they've changed it, tightened down what a charge means. Again, Coach Boswick says with the new rules, he doesn't mind them too much because it makes it nearly impossible to draw a charge on Dominic Rambo. Feimster for 3, off the mark. Foul's going to take place on the floor, and that's going to go against Caleb Smith. Trying to get the rebound. That is the 7th foul.
I think there was some holding going on inside. I'm not sure if that was the call. Also, when the team scores 100 points, everyone in the place gets a free taco at Taco Bell here in town. And when the team makes 14 three-pointers, they all get 6 free wings at the Buffalo Wild Wings in town.
Well, it's the wrong night to be hoping for those.
Yeah.
Adoy hits the first of the 1-and-1. Yeah, the Lions 57 points away from 100.
Yeah.
You see here on the, tough to see what the call was. It looks like they might have called him for a little push off of Adoy, because Adoy was the one that was fouled, so they called him for a push off of it, and Adoy hits both free throws. Those were big shots to push the lead back to 4. 9:22 to play. Lions square up in that full-court defense. Stars have had very little trouble breaking it tonight, though. They've got some good passing players, and the ball's going to go over the Lions. Jonathan Walter forces the turnover.
He got a hand on it, and it looked like it went off of Sine number 4.
Yeah, it went off possibly his foot. And so the Lions force a turnover. Chance to start trying to rebuild their lead.
Momentum is such a difficult thing to bottle. You just can't do it. Neither team really has it right now, though the Stars are within striking distance, and here they go.
Adoy loses it. Here they come. And
I don't know why there wasn't a foul there.
Looks like Bonham, and a bad pass by Rambo and a charge, and Bonham is still down at the other end. His left leg is curled up, and it looks like going for that shot, he might have injured himself in some way. Again, no contact was made from behind, and all of a sudden he just sprawled loose and is still lying down on the baseline, possibly, again, from this vantage point, it's hard to always tell what it is, but it looks like it might have been a hamstring injury from where the trainer is feeling right now.
The only way there was any contact would be if that left foot, was clipped from behind.
It looked like from this angle that when he launched, something happened that hurt him. And he is up now, still trying to gather himself.
And the Stars come down on the other end and kept the Lions from capitalizing, drawing a charge on Rambo. Nice play by the
it was a turnover either way. He threw it wide of Walter, so it sailed out of the back. Also, of course, the charge is more deadly for the Lions. It's their 5th foul now. That builds up. It is the 2nd on Rambo, so he's still a long ways from foul trouble. So Terrence Bonham walks off the court. And now the Stars just down by 4.
It's getting close to bringing back in the game Jamal Creighton. Is that
Barry
a 3?
Johnson buries a 3.
What a big shot, the senior.
It's a 1-point ball game.
It's like Johnson is saying, you know what, boys, get on my back. I can carry you.
Inside to Walter, out to Feimster, trying to answer. He does.
He does.
Caleb Feimster, he's been just as ice cold as everybody else tonight, but he dials it up at the right time, pushes his scoring total to 11. Lions back up by 4.
Walter dishes the dime in the corner. He was open. There looks like a steal. No.
And it looks like they're going to have a foul here. It's coming against Gentry. He was going in for the steal, and he gets called for the contact inside.
I thought if they called it, it was going to be on Walter. But
well, 2 either way. I mean, 2 for Walter, but it's 2 for Gentry instead. And Walter with the block, and Adoy finishes it off. But the Stars get the rebound and
right
put it
back.
in.
Great recovery by Matip.
Yeah, the great way to follow through after getting the shot blocked away. Lions unable to get the ball. Here's Gentry. Feels it up, but decides to give it over to Walter.
This is where SAGU doesn't want to settle for just any old 3.
They do.
And it looked like they just did. I was going to say, it looked like they were looking for a really good shot.
Oklahoma City is denying their little outlets inside. They are not letting the Lions slice and dice inside like they can with players like Rambo, Walter, and Gentry. Gentry tries to get the steal, does not come away with it.
It goes off of 4, it looked like. SAGU's ball.
Yeah, it was initially ruled for Oklahoma City, but the baseline ref came in and overruled that. It did go off of Sané's leg. Back into the game now is Caleb Smith. And pretty soon, you're right, you mentioned a moment ago, pretty soon, you got to imagine Jamal Creighton will be back on the floor, probably waiting for close to that 6-minute mark where, you know, eventually you got to put him in. If he fouls out, he fouls out. The longer you sit him on the bench, he might as well be fouled out. Pass inside to Walter, almost lost. Caleb behind the back to Rambo, goes up strong, just won't go. Adoy with the follow-through, puts it in.
Oh, big shot.
Adoy started with the behind-the-back pass, finishes it with the offensive board and the putback. The Lions push it back to 4. 3 from Caleb Smith, drains it.
Man, we've seen him hit on the wing and down in the corner, but not from the top of the key. Big shot, they're down by 1.
First points of the half for Caleb Smith, and they were huge. Rambo going in, out to Adoy, misses it. Rambo gets the rebound though, fighting inside, just can't get it to go. And again, that's how you know it's just a bad shooting night all the way around. Rambo making the move inside, getting the point-blank layup, and he's missed probably 4 of those tonight.
Yeah, that one there you just know was going to go down.
Adoy for 3, rims it out, and Walter's going to get called with the foul while trying to salvage the rebound. Not a good foul because it's their 7th.
And that 10-point lead could be history here at this trip down.
Stars with a chance to take their first lead since the first half.
They were up 13-4. The Lions tied it at 13. This will be their first time, and Sané is going to the line. We'll find out how he shoots under pressure. He was 0 for 1 in the first half.
He makes the first, and we are tied up. And the Lions have got to realize that the script might be changing a little bit. Typically, they let teams back in the game, but they don't let them come back and take leads. They got to pick it up now if they want to keep their record moving. Misses the second, so we stay tied as we approach the 6-minute mark. Lions just got to make something work on offense. Just shooting too poorly to justify a win right now. It's going to take some good shooting down the stretch to win this one. Walter for 3. Rims out, back to the Stars. And if you're Lions, you got to stop taking 3-pointers. I'm sorry, you just have to. I think you're 4 for 90 now. You're just taking too many 3-pointers. Adoy steals it away. Rambo pushes it up to Gentry, who misses that one. Feimster comes back, and they're shooting threes like they're down by 3 right now. They need points. They need to get a layup here.
Exactly. And Oklahoma City has really tightened up on defense. The passing lanes are not there. The Lions average close to 11 threes a game.
Gentry over his head for Feimster, no good.
Well, Feimster is usually the most traditional.
Walter with the steal.
What an
bats
effort.
it away. The foul.
Oh!
And the crowd finally has something to go crazy about in this half. After the Lions miss an opportunity off of a crazy pass, they end up getting the offensive rebound thanks to some crazy play by Walter, and Rambo goes to the line with a chance of a three-point play.
He had a little pixie dust he sprinkled on that ball with the dipsy-do coming down, kissing it off the glass, and it bounced around. It was very kind to him. Was the rim. He can make it a three-point play, and the Lions need every bit of this tonight.
Yeah, at this point, you do not want to leave a single point on the floor when it's taking you this long to break 50. Missed. Gentry saves it. Waiting for the rolling Lions ball. Wow, Gentry
Here's
gets
Rambo,
the rebound.
the replay.
Yeah, amazing shot by Rambo, and then Gentry gets the rebound, falling out of bounds, deflects it off of a Stars player. Back into the game, right on cue, just under 5 minutes to play, is Jamal Creighton. Lions need to take advantage of this. They've let a lot of opportunities slip through their fingers tonight. This is where you've got the steal, you got the 2 points, you got the rebound, trying to make it count, and it doesn't. Rambo misses the shot.
He missed that reverse layup.
Now here come the Stars. And right through, he comes back onto the court, and he has it go through his hands. And a charge called on Gentry.
No.
Jameel Donovan plants down low, and really this is...
Look here. Here's the replay.
And he
that was a
stepped
good
it up.
call.
And Gentry lowered his shoulder into him. And
you know, I didn't think he got there, but that was a good call, Tim.
Yeah, no, that was excellent footing by Jameel Donovan. I want to contrast this game with Saturday night. Again, you see the replay here. Donovan just steps in, takes his spot, takes the fall, perfect charge. Excellent defensive play there. Contrast this game with Saturday night's game. The phrase me and Rob kept using on Saturday night was answer. Science and Arts would answer the Lions' big play. The Lions would answer Science and Arts' big play. It kept going back and forth till the Lions finally pulled away. Neither of these teams have ever had an answer. They've just kept on messing up. The answer has been another mistake. The ball, Jamal Creighton comes out on the floor, has the ball just go through his fingertips. The Lions go down, take a charge. The Stars have it turned over off of a missed free throw. The Lions miss a layup. It's just been missed opportunity after missed opportunity. Again, Saturday night, it was response after response tonight, missed opportunity after missed opportunity. And whoever loses this game, because somebody's got to, you can't tie in basketball, they're going to have a lot to kick themselves about tonight.
Mm-hmm. You know, old schoolers, though, will like this game because this is defense. And they are selling out, and they're making plays. They're deflecting passes. They're extending outside the arc. They're looking very well, and these teams are able to do this without having to do full court press, and they get back quickly on defense. I'm impressed by the defensive intensity of both teams.
It is true that usually when you see a game like this, you'd imagine a lot of full court, a lot of constant pressure, but this has just been teams dropping back, defending their own zone, and doing it very well. Pass over to Creighton.
I don't want to leave that guy alone.
No, he was heating up right before he had to go to the bench with 4 fouls. Now here, thought about the three, stolen away by Gentry, and the foul coming in here against Matip, and we talk about this all the time. Gentry almost never lets 30 seconds go by before he atones for a mistake. He took an unnecessary charge there, could have tried to spin around.
Yeah,
he got hooked on the way down.
Which was a smart foul by Matip, because otherwise that could have been
it was an automatic
breakaway. Yeah.
It was an automatic layup at that point, so send him to the line for 2. And actually, the refs might be discussing this, whether or not this was a clear path foul, because he was beyond the defender.
Yeah,
but they're not going. Again, those are hard to call because it's essentially like calling a goaltend.
Yeah, and there was another defender on the backside.
But the refs discussed it, decided to keep it where it is. Big free throws for Gentry.
by reaching in and making that foul. That kept that from being a breakaway. Oh, he missed the front end of a bonus. Oh, you don't see that happen much.
Missed opportunity after missed opportunity. Driving inside, the layup no good. And Adoy's going to get whistled with the foul on Matip.
Yeah.
And Matip's going to go to the line. Adoy's going to pick up his 4th foul.
He was not squared and facing him, and he had his arms out a little. Right, you'll see here he got beat.
Yep, just puts his hand right there on the wrist. Again, Lions don't pull down the offensive board. I mean, the defensive board let the OCU come away with it. First free throw, no good. It's just, again, and you could blame the rims, but the girls seem to find a way to score in the first game. So this this is a combination of defensive excellence on both sides, and then just a lot of offensive misses. Just the teams are missing shots. Missed both free throws. Had a chance to tie the game up. Go 0 for 2 does Matip. And the Lions
look for a chance here.
Yeah, again a chance
to pad that lead.
I don't think they call it padding when it's just 2 points. Excellent look inside to Walter. When you can't score from anywhere else, how about you score from 2 feet out?
Yeah, he's great
Reads
on the
him
baseline.
Perfectly inside.
Rainbow had that look in his eye like he was going to shoot from the perimeter.
Here's Creighton. He
there
has an
he
open
is,
shot.
wide open.
For 3, no good, but Stars with all of the positioning. As soon as that ball bounced out, there was nothing but blue jerseys around it. They had completely controlled the post, and of course they're going to get that offensive rebound. Very good follow through.
6'3", doesn't look that tall. That's 2 straight offensive boards he's grabbed.
Gentry over to Walter. Back to Rambo. Here's Gentry.
You see
Rambo almost loses possession.
The Stars have got a form of a matchup zone out there that's being very
Rambo over
effective.
to Walter again.
Wow.
It worked last time, works again, this time on the other side. Lions push it back to 4.
Backdoor, soft shot.
High pass, Rambo knocks it loose. Feaster comes up with it. Here comes Rambo, and it's going to be a foul called against Caleb Smith. He just got in the way of Rambo, and again, it's one of those things where it's a foul. It's definitely a foul, but how do you blame the player? You can't get out of the way of that pass.
Yeah, right. He was trying to backpedal and get out of the way, and I think Rambo just drew that foul.
And that is the 10th foul on OCU, so the Lions will get 2 free throws here no matter what. Yeah, trying to, and Rambo definitely, he's a savvy player. He knows, he initiated that contact. He knew that was the 10th foul, and he gets a chance to go to the line, make this potentially a 6-point game. A hush goes over the crowd as they know how important this shot is. Rambo nails it.
Well, you see Feimster in there, a guy who's been a big player. After a soft, quiet start, he's got 11 points. He transferred out a year ago, went to Ranger College, and is back this year with a vengeance. Leads the team on the boards. Good shooter. You can tell he's been coached by his dad, who's a coach, in that he just squares up, and the Lions missed the tip.
Out and in and missed the tip. That's, again, 2 things you don't usually see. Missed free throws and a big missed opportunity like that. That was a big chance to push it to 7. Here comes Creighton, driving inside, makes it fall, and 1. Foul's going to come against Walter.
Yep.
Now let's see if he can finish a 3-point play, which would cut the lead back to 3.
Here it is.
Pardon me, that would cut the lead to 2.
Mills comes in for Adoy. Here it is again. Yeah, he got him on the right arm.
And that's one of those where when you get that much of an arm, go ahead and don't let him make the shot. You got, if you're going to foul completely. But Walter does draw the foul, and
he was staying with his man.
Shot is good, and it is 56-54.
You know what? I would quit booing Creighton because he's got something he's bringing, and he's feeling it too. That's 12 points for him. He's got 4 fouls, and they're going to go with man-to-man I wouldn't call it full court press, but it might be.
Just over 2 minutes remaining now. This is definitely the time when you've made mistakes. Both teams made mistakes for the past 38 minutes, but the next mistake could kill you if you're either team. There's just 2 points separating you. Got to find a way to finish. Rambo for three, no good. And that's the one that you usually look for him to make in the most crucial moment. Tonight, it's just not falling. Rambo knocks that one away, though. He can do those in crucial moments, and Rambo lays it in.
Shades of last season, leading the nation in steals.
Beautiful follow-through after he misses the open three. Causes the steal, picks it up, lays it in. Lions are up by 4. We approach 90 ticks left in this one. Around the corner, the jumper, no good.
Oh, that was a brick.
Mills comes down with it. And the Lions, now, 4-point advantage. They can run this clock under a minute. Big possession here for both teams. Lions need to find a way to get some points on the board. Stars really don't want to afford to go down by 6, maybe 7. Rambo driving inside and finally draws the foul.
Yeah.
Yvonne Matip bumped one too many times. Nelson Rambo to the line for 2. 1:08 remaining.
You know, my 5 years here at SAGU, this is the first time I've ever seen the team play an entire game without calling a single timeout. I think the coach has tickets for a movie or something. I don't know.
It is amazing. He has trusted his team. In an ugly game like this, you would have expected 4 or 5 timeouts. You wouldn't expect it to still be at 6. But he has just trusted his team to find a way to figure this out. Rambo makes the first. And you definitely can't say they figured it out yet. There's never been an offensive explosion. But right now, you have a chance to go up by 6, 1:08 left. That's still way too much time. And the Stars have had some good 3-point shooters in the game. So it's still far from over. Rambo, big free throw here. We stretch it to a 6-point game. And it's a lane violation called against Gentry, so the shot was no good, and it wouldn't have mattered anyways. So it's just 5, 1:08 remaining. Lions bring that full court pressure. Trying to get around the corner. He does. Driving inside. Layup, no good. Adoy comes down with it. He'll dribble. Tries to find someone to hand it off to and gets it over to Gentry.
He had Smith wide open in the corner, and Smith come running in. Maybe he just knew he wasn't going to pass it. There you go.
Gentry draws the foul against Johnson. That'll send him to the line for 2 as, again, the Stars kind of had to foul in this situation. The Lions could have got the clock down to 30 seconds or so. And when you trail by 2 possessions, you really can't afford to let that happen. Now, the Lions drop all 4 defenders back. And Gentry misses the first. Again, I don't know if they're relying on him that much to make these. Or again, just trying to set up a good defense. The Stars have moved it down the floor very quickly the past 2 possessions. He makes the second.
Well, they have had equal the number of times to put the Stars away, and just can't do it.
Dishes it over. The jumper is good from Matip. Cuts the lead back to 4. And a timeout. Well, a little bit of discussion. Not sure what the discussion here is going to be. Matip knocked down the jumper. They're going to go to the scorer's table over this. Putting some seconds back on the clock. I think the dispute was the clock kept running. And a quick foul coming in from McGee on Gentry. They've cut the lead to 4. And the Lions definitely haven't inspired too much confidence in this arena with their free throw shooting in this half so far. 39.3 remains. 2 more big free throws here. Gentry. First one rattles out. He's 1 for 3 with his last 2 trips to the line. This one is huge. Makes it back to 5. Stars will let it roll. that clock will stay still. The Lions just drop back. Typically they move up and challenge, but they're going to drop back and play a traditional defense here. Drive inside. Bucket is good by Johnson. And another whistle immediately after the shot was made. Clock had stopped that time, so unsure as to what it was. Actually, it looks like they're going to
Gentry
put one more second back on, so it's up to 34.3. Just a 3-point lead for the Lions. Over to Adoy. Adoy is fouled. And just 1 second went off the clock there.
Coming into the game, Adoy is 6 of 11 on the foul line. Now, a while ago, he knocked down 2 of them. So of the players that are out there, he's got the worst percentage.
Well, yeah, so you didn't want it in his hands. And so far, this is exactly how you foul to get back in the game.
Yeah.
The Lions have gone 1 for 2 their last 3 times to the line. Stars keep on going on getting layups. It's a 3-point game. Adoy makes the first, though. See, he's not the best from the free throw line, but when he's shooting in the game, that's his sweet spot. When he gets that jumper right there from the key, you know that that's where he wants to be. Adoy knocks down the second. It's a 5-point lead. Big shot from Adoy. Rambo offers pressure that time. Clock is under 32 seconds left. Gentry almost caused the turnover. The 3. It's good from McGee.
What a shot.
It's a 2-point lead. Ball thrown up ahead to Feemster, knocked loose. And the Lions will keep it. That was a big call. McGee knocks down the 3-pointer. It's just a 2-point game with 22.2 seconds remaining. The ball does go out of bounds. The Lions run some clock off. Big inbounds pass here. Creighton will drop off the inbounds man into Gentry, who's just going to hold it till he's fouled. And he finally is. 19 seconds left.
I was going to say, of the players that are out on the floor, Gentry shooting 79% from the line. Mills, is he out there? No, he's not. Rambo shooting 72%. Walter just 56%. Feemster 80%. So I'm surprised they didn't call a foul on the long pass.
Again, another huge thing. Oh, and that, by the way, that is Matip's 5th foul, so he does foul out. Into the game will come Terrence Bonham. Good to see he's okay. He did go down a little while back with an apparent leg injury, but he is back in the game. Big ones for Gentry. You make 2, it's a 2-possession game. You miss one, and the Stars will have a chance to tie. Gentry makes it. He was 1 for 2 each of the last 2 times to the line. Now this one is huge. Got to get this back to a 4-point lead, or the Stars will be looking to tie this one up. He makes it in the clutch. So now the Stars have so far answered every single time down. They've been clutch towards the end here. Dishes it out for 3.
Oh.
And a turnover.
Oh, I think that was Matip had his back foot out of bounds.
Bonham stepped, got his back.
Right.
His heel lands out of bounds and turns it over. Feemster's not going to hold on to it. He gets rid of it. And the foul does come in with 12 seconds left. And wow, that is a huge turn of events, just turning the ball over. The shot was missed, but the Stars have been so good on rebounds. That definitely was not the end of that possession yet. Feemster now goes to the line, 12.2 seconds left. Make both of these, and game's not iced yet, but you might just have found a way to weather yet another storm. Feemster hits the first.
He's the best guy on the team on the line. Such a fundamental shooter, squares up his shoulders, elbow straight down, nice wrist shot.
Feemster hits them both. It's a 6-point lead, 12 seconds left.
Boy,
Johnson picks it up. He's got to really go for 3 here, but he takes the quick 2.
The Lions gave him that.
Yeah, because the worst thing they could have done there was foul him, send him to the line. They really had to take the 3-pointer there, because now with 5 seconds left, it's still a 2-possession game. So even if the Lions were to miss both of these, they would still need 2 possessions. That is the 5th foul on Caleb Smith, so he will foul out. And if you're looking for somebody to rely on for the 3-point shot, he might have been it. He had a sweet shot for most of the game. Feimster will go back to the line, and at the moment, with 5.7 ticks remaining and a 4-point lead, we say it every single time, but it looks like the Lions have found a way to overcome a lot of shortcomings. Oh, that one's missed, so still not over. But it looks like they're going to find a way to overcome a lot of shortcomings. A dreadful shooting night. Just 4 3-pointers made overall. Feimster makes the second. It's a 5-point lead. Here comes McGee. He'll shoot the three. Misses it, and there's the buzzer. The Lions hang on. 68-63. No one said it was going to be easy, and this one certainly wasn't. A lot to improve on after this one, but for now, all that matters is the final tally and the fact that the Lions are now 13-1 and 6-0 in conference play. Well, the teams are going to meet at midcourt for prayer. We'll come back with some quick post-game thoughts and look ahead to Thursday's game right here on the SAGU Sports Network. Welcome back to the Schaefer Center where the crowd filters out, and they just watched. What's the opposite of a barn burner? This was an Amish house raising offensively. As the Lions hang on for a slim 5-point victory. A game that, again, very defensively dominated, but a game the Lions really needed to win. You mentioned during the break how important it is to get these games because there's a rematch coming, and this time it's going to be up in Oklahoma City.
Right. The Lions have to win these at home. And last year we actually did better on the road. We were 14-0 before losing one on the road. And that's always difficult. Some teams do that better than others, and Oklahoma City came in here not to make a good showing. They come in here to win, but defense is won out, and there just wasn't a whole lot separating these two.
Not at all. No, again, just a couple of missed shots, a couple of missed free throws. Oklahoma City can look back at those free throws they missed in the first half. So really we see two games today where the number 2 team in the nation, number 3 team in the nation, both tested by the opposing team. Should be very interesting to see the rematches later on. And we'll be back here Thursday. Women tip off at 6 p.m. against John Brown, and the men at 8 before they take a road swing, and we'll be gone until February, so be sure and tune in then as the Lions tip off against the Golden Eagles out of Siloam Springs, Arkansas.
And that'll be a nice, in fact, I think it's the first time in years that we've played. That's where our coach, Donnie Bostwick, got his coaching start, and that's where he was a standout player as well. And that'll be a big game this Thursday. And then we won't be home again until February the 8th. So fans, this is your chance to come out Thursday night and see what's going to be a really big game against a ranked team. And then the Lions have St. Gregory's on Saturday. So it's like no rest for the weary. And I think that what you were saying a while ago about the ranking part, the Lions are going to might as well get used to this because everywhere we go the rest of the season, last year we got to sneak up on some teams, even though we were 27-11 in Coach Bostwick's first year. But we're not sneaking up on anybody this year.
No, everyone's definitely going to bring their A game. You saw it again tonight, and I'm sure we'll see it again Thursday night. So we hope to see you back then. Women tip off at 6, men tip off at 8. From all of us here at the SAGU Sports Network, we thank you for watching with us tonight. John Cookman, producer, as well as the entire student crew. We hope you'll be back with us on Thursday night when the Lions tip off against the Golden Eagles. Another huge SAGU Athletic Conference win. Again, one more win. That's what it is, one more win. Well, we hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you back here Thursday.
We ask that you respect both teams as a depth.
It's not the end, but it feels like it is. I'm waking up, like I'm back from the dead. I'm stepping out, and I feel so